Hey guys, hope you're having a fantastic day. Today on the program, I'm going to address the question I get more often, probably than any other question, and that is, hey, Tim, why isn't my house selling? We're going to talk about that coming up. Hey guys, hope you're having a fantastic day. Your old buddy Tim back in the design studio today. And yes, today we are addressing the question I get quite a bit these days. And that is, Tim, why isn't my house selling quickly? Tim, I hear about all these houses selling in a matter of hours with multiple offers. I've got a great house. Why isn't it selling? Well, the honest truth is not every house sells quickly, regardless of the market. Now, we talk about this a lot. The market is hot. We're seeing areas like Madison, Owens Crossroads, Meridianville, the area between Madison and Athens, very hot areas right now. And when good homes at a good price come up in those areas, they do sell quickly. In just the last month or so, I've had 4 or 5 houses that literally within one day of going on the market had multiple offers. And again, these are houses in these very desirable areas where inventory is low, and the mentality in those areas is if a house comes up quickly and you think you might like it, you better buy it. On the other hand, you've got areas like South Huntsville, other areas that are not moving as quickly, and I have my theories as to why, and they may be right, they may be wrong, but I'll share them with you. Most of Huntsville is older. It's established. I remember back, I'm 57, and when I was young, South Huntsville was where all the rich folks lived. That's where all the engineers and the doctors and that sort of thing lived. Back in those days, Madison was just a rinky-dink little town. I'm from here, graduated high school in 1978. Madison had 3,000 or 4,000 people. It was a tiny town, and then the boom came with Boeing and Intergraph, and Madison became the thriving metropolis slash NASCAR track that it is today. So what has happened is the development, because Huntsville primarily was all built out, the development started taking place outside of Huntsville. Owens Crossroads, Hampton Cove, North Huntsville, Meridianville, Madison. So what's happened is a lot of the homes in the Huntsville metro area are now older homes. They are, some of them are in need of updating. A lot of them have been flipped, but that area simply does not move as fast as these outlying areas that have newer properties. They have, I won't say better school districts, but they have school districts that get very high marks, especially Madison. But and it's kind of a conundrum, because I do have homes listed in South Huntsville that are great houses. I mean, I would move there in a heartbeat. It's just that they are in a part of town that moves slower than the rest of the area. And so, and again, that's one of the questions I get is, what do we have to do to get these properties moving? Well, quite often it's not priced. The houses are priced amazingly well. When we run our comps and we do our pricing, we usually hit the numbers. It's simply that houses in certain areas take longer to sell than houses in other areas. All right? And you've got to keep in mind also, why do people move to certain areas? Well, primarily if it's a young family, they're moving because of school districts. And right now, again, Madison is the hot school district, although Athens, Meridianville, really coming on strong now. We're seeing a lot of growth. I think I've sold 5 or 6 houses in Meridianville, Hazel Green, in the last month. And a lot of that has to do younger families moving that way for the schools. So, there are a variety of reasons why homes sell quickly while others don't. But again, quite often it has nothing to do with the home itself. It has to do with where it's located and all the other factors like schools, shopping, convenience. And then when you do look at some of these areas, and again, the neighborhoods are 30, 40, 50 years old. Homes are older. A lot of them are in original condition and need updating. And so that's going to affect things too. So just because you look around and you see other homes selling quickly doesn't mean yours is going to do the same, and you need to keep that in mind. And I guess the moral is always have realistic expectations when you go to sell a home. And if a realtor tells you that they can sell your home quickly because it's a hot market, well, if your home is not located in that hot market, probably not going to happen. I have full faith that a good home in a good location at a good price will sell eventually. It may just not happen the first day it's on the market. All right. So just be realistic. Talk to your realtor. Talk to me. And I will let you know, depending on where you are in town, how that market is going, average days on the market. We can get a pretty decent handle on what we thought we might happen. But again, this is real estate. You never know what's going to happen. You just don't know. I've had houses in areas that were traditionally slow sellers, sold in a day. I've had other houses in hot markets that are still sitting there smoldering. You just never know. But the important thing is the house needs to be in good condition. It needs to be priced well, and things such as schools, that sort of thing, they do make a difference depending on who the buyer is. Now, that said, I firmly believe there's a buyer for every house. Sometimes that buyer just takes his time getting there. I had a house that backed up to 2 busy roads. And it was a great house until you walked out that back door, and then there was a lot of traffic. Well, a lot of folks who walked through the house, that was the downside. I loved it until I went out the back door, the traffic. We ended up selling that house to a couple who were from, I think, Chicago. They didn't even notice the noise. They didn't even notice. So there is a buyer for every house. It may just take them a while to get there. Hey, when you do get a buyer or you think about buying a home, you want to check with my friend Stephen Allen at the mortgage firm. We call him the Miracle Man. He will figure out the best mortgage for you, get you pre-qualified, get you underwritten, get you in the house quickly. And if you tell Stephen you heard about it on the program, he is going to give you an appraisal absolutely free. That is a $450 value. And then, of course, you're always going to have a closing company, a title attorney. We work quite a bit with Stan McDonald and his team at Jacob Title. We call them the hometown closers because they do their part quickly, painlessly, and get everything done and work with Stephen to get it closed on time. So, all right, I hope that was helpful. I really do wish that every house sold like that, but it just doesn't work that way. Some do, some don't. You have to be realistic when it comes time to sell your home. And, keep in mind, I think if it's a good house, priced well, eventually it'll sell. It may just not happen today. All right. Hey, if I can do anything for you, I promise I'll go out of my way to help you get your house sold quickly for the most amount of money, regardless of where it is. I'll do everything I can. Give me a call, 679-0704, or find me on the web at revolved.com, and my email, tim@revolved.com. All right. I hope that was helpful. Get out there and make it a good day, and I'll talk to you soon.